You are standing on the deck of a Royal Navy warship around the year 1800. Then your foot slips. For 1 second, there is wood beneath you. The next, there is only water. You hit hard, disappear beneath the surface, and kick your way back toward the light. When your head finally breaks through, the first thing you see is the ship, and it is already farther away. You shout. For a moment, nothing happens. Then someone on deck turns. Good. They saw you. Surely that means you are safe. Just turn the ship around. But the ship does not stop. The sails are still full. The wind is still pushing hundreds of tons of wood, guns, rope, stores, and men through the sea. Every second you spend in the water, the gap changes. The crew can change course, they can alter the sails, they can slow the ship. But all of that takes people, commands, ropes, and time. And while they are doing it, you are still behind them. So the moment you fall, the problem becomes much larger than swimming. The crew has to build a way back to you. One of the most obvious ways was a ship's boat. A few men climb in. The boat is lowered. They row back toward the place where you disappeared. For a moment, that sounds like the answer. And sometimes it was. But in 1797, aboard the British frigate HMS Minerve, a man went overboard and the rescue created a second problem. The cry went through the ship. A boat was lowered with Lieutenant Thomas Hardy aboard, and the men pulled away from the frigate to search. They looked for the missing sailor. They found nothing. Then Hardy turned back. And now the ship was leaving them behind. Minerve was still under sail, with Spanish ships pursuing her. The small boat could row. The frigate could keep moving faster. The distance began to grow. The men sent out to recover one sailor now had to be recovered themselves. Nelson ordered the mizzen topsail backed. The words sound complicated. The idea is easier to see. A square sail normally takes the wind and helps drive the ship forward. Change the way that sail meets the wind, and some of that force can work against the ship's movement. Minerve slowed enough. Hardy's boat reached the side. The men climbed back aboard. The sailor they had gone looking for never came with them. That single episode shows why a boat was only part of the answer. Once it left the ship, the crew had created another moving object in the same piece of sea. The ship, the boat, and somewhere behind them, one man in the water. But there was an even earlier problem. Someone had to know where you were. James Anthony Gardner remembered another incident aboard HMS Hind in 1796. Hind was moving slowly, only about 2 knots. Then the men aboard heard something behind them, a voice. At first, they joked about it. Then the voice came again. It asked them to send the boat. The man said he could not keep up much longer. Only then did the crew realize that one of their own sailors was in the sea behind the ship. A jolly boat was lowered immediately and rowed toward the sound. Gardner later wrote that the sailor had fallen overboard from the main chains while half asleep. Imagine being that man. From the water, the ship is impossible to miss. Its masts tower above you. Its sails cover the sky. Its hull looks enormous. But turn the view around. From the deck, you are almost nothing. A head between waves, an arm. A voice carried across the water. You can see your entire world sailing away from you while the people inside that world may still be trying to work out where you are. And even after they find you, the clock does not stop. A boat has to be lowered. Men have to get into it. The ship may have to change what it is doing. Someone has to reach your position. Through every one of those steps, you have one job: stay there. Stay above the surface. Stay visible if you can. Stay recoverable long enough for the ship to solve the distance between you. There is no honest universal countdown for that. The sea can be calm or rough. The air can be warm or cold. It can be daylight or almost completely dark. One sailor may stay afloat longer than another. The important part is simpler. The crew only has a chance while you are still there to be reached. And sometimes that chance was enough. On the night of September 11th, 1804, HMS Victory was under sail when a sailor fell from the forecastle. It was extremely dark. Edward Flin, a volunteer aboard the ship, heard the cry of "Man overboard." He did not wait for the entire problem to be solved from the deck. He jumped from the quarterdeck into the sea, and he brought the sailor back alive. The next day, Nelson praised Flin's conduct to the Admiralty. So yes, you could survive falling overboard from a wooden warship. But there was no single trick that saved you. Somebody had to notice you were gone. They had to know where to look. They needed a way to reach you. A boat might have to leave the ship. The ship itself might have to change its movement. And all of those pieces had to come together while you were still within reach. Before you fall, you and the ship are moving through the sea together. Then your foot leaves the deck. The connection breaks. The ship continues one way. You are left in the water behind it. From that moment, every successful rescue is trying to undo the same thing. Close the distance, find the man, reach him, bring him back. A few seconds earlier, the deck was under your feet. Now you are watching the stern move away. And whether you survive depends on whether the people aboard can make that distance disappear before you do.